the face. It's well funny. I've seen so many people. Like, you're not allowed to hit. Who said it's a fight? It doesn't count.
Well, then they get shocked, like, because the hits, you know, if it's a small guy or a small person, the hits, it's not the pure strength on the initial hits. It's the repetitive and the accuracy that end up building up over time. You know,
like that's the Wing Chun theory of things, hitting the same spot constantly.
Yeah. Well, it's like I had someone when I was younger tell me, you know, I've always naturally done that steady kick to the leg to kind of basically pick and choose whether or not a person could pay attention to me while I'm also trying to draw their guard off, right? So I kick them in the leg, like on the outside of the knee.
So you'd be looking at them like you were about to punch them, but then just kick them.
Well, no, I mean, I'd be looking at them, but I would kick them like kind of the same way some people try to wear down a leg or a knee. You know, they'll throw little kicks so that over time, repetitive. Yeah. Well, I was doing that for just naturally to see if they would draw their guard away. And eventually you get a son of a bitch to draw their guard enough, you just whip that leg back over top the shoulder and catch them right in the fucking knockout, you know, right in that jaw joint. And it's done.
Yeah, yeah.
You get a good kick in there.
You get hit there. You get hit there anyway. Even with a shitty little punch, it still fucks you up.
So I would, you know, I would do that. I would do that naturally. But I had someone telling me that that the only reason to do that is for the pure purpose of breaking down that knee or that leg. I was like, no. Why would you only do it for that? Do it for both reasons.
Because if you dummy a kick to that and they're constantly lifting their leg out the way, you know all that weight's on one leg then. So you dummy that kick so the leg comes up and take the other leg. There you go, problem solved. It's fucking knowledge in fighting. It's good.
Yeah.
Why would it be just for that one reason? That's stupid. It's just an idiot who doesn't want to fight.
The person who was telling me this was an old... I mean, he was an old dude. He had been doing various martial arts, you know, his whole life, but he'd always been a tournament fighter, like local tournament fighter.
Yeah,
he'd probably never been in a street fight in his life or anything like that.
Yeah,
so,
never had to actually defend himself.
Right.
When it matters, and all that shit goes out the window, and you just rely on basics.
Because when the guy came up to me, he was like talking to me like, you know, who taught you that? It's like, no one taught me this. The fucking school of hard knocks? I don't fucking know.
Yeah. My body taught me this because it feels natural to try and fucking coax a reaction out. It's pretty much trying to get a reaction out of someone.
Yeah. It's just that poking of your opponent to see where their weaknesses are. You know, if they
dragging the guard down, people do that naturally sometimes. If you've seen it, they do. If someone's got the guard up, they'll put the hand and pull it down.
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing. You just do a little kick just to see what they do. Does the leg stay there every time? If it does, just keep kicking it till it bleeds. And if not, like I said, he keeps moving backwards, and then he's all his weight on that leg. So if I just dummy that kick and actually kick the other leg, it's gonna fucking crinkle him.
Well, it's like in wrestling too. The face slaps. You know, a lot of people do the face slaps.
Yeah, and the top of the head as well.
And then do
drag the top of the head and pull it down.
Yeah. Oh, that was my favorite, dude. I would.
It's always like...
Well, because I'd pry people, right? You do the pull off the top of the head like normal.
Yeah, down.
But then you get those guys that are like, oh yeah, I know what you're doing. So they just kind of let you do it. And if I got one of those that would do the lip noodle kind of pop with their head, I would just drop it to the ground, dude. I've made people.
Right. Yeah, because you're allowed to attack the neck, aren't you? In wrestling,
I've actually slammed someone hard enough because they went limp noodle enough that I've made them hit their forehead to their own knee by trying to slam it to the ground. Because they weren't in like a horse stance, they were in a forward. You know, they had a forward foot.
We call that turtle in the horse stance.
Right.
The turtle stance, you're all in a little ball with your little shell as your back.
Because most of the guys I faced were, you know, a lot bigger than me for the weight classes I would be in. I was always tall, tall and skinny.
That's what I am. I've noticed that. Like, I get the little fat dumplings, me.
Yeah, tall and skinny's perfect though for anything on the ground.
Yeah, I can. The ground game, so that's probably what my game plan tomorrow is going to be.
Just watch those. Game. Just watch. The only time the ground game isn't the best is if you get a really, really strong Greco-Roman background, and then you have to make sure you use a lot more.
As well, so I know the legs defenses on that quite well. Yep. And I'd say judo will destroy the top game because I'll just go from there's 4 ground techniques we do, and they do in a circle, and if you do them in a circle it entangles their arms as you do it, so they end up like proper entangled in themselves and you're laying on top of them because you've done a full, literally, like, imagine putting 2 bodies laying on top of each other full mount and then doing a round of the clock, but you keep their arms attached to you and it just twists their arms right round. It's well good. So on the top half I'd say my judo will help me a lot, but then leg locks, obviously we don't train leg locks in judo.
Well, and like as far as the judo right now that you're learning and you're practicing, do y'all do what would it be? I guess it'd be this equivalent to full mount leg shucks. Like if you're down, right, and they're trying to get full mount, you keep a knee close to your body and you have your ankle kind of cupped where their groin area is. And every time they try to
guard them, yeah.
Well, every time they try to push past half guard into full guard
on the hip,
you kick outward, right? Like you buck outward to keep them.
What you mean.
Yeah. Dude, that's
one of my natural. You know, you talk about that natural kick. That's my natural guard on the ground.
Right.
It comes natural to put my hip on the thingy, and sometimes I'll hook the back of my leg around the back of their ass as well, so my hips and my ankles pinned on that hip and reinforced with my foot at the back of them, so they're not getting off it either. Just to be a cunt.
Well, if they're really good, really strong, and Roman Greco wrestling background, if you do that leg shuck, you will wear them down. Because that's the best tactic against them, in my opinion, is always wear them down, make them try way too hard to where they burn their energy out, and then all that strength's worthless. They don't have the energy to push it.
That is a good point, yeah, because loads will try and do burst techniques in the first 30 seconds and then they're dead.
Right.
Just literally weather the storm, hold on, and then fucking fight them when they're like on the floor. I've done that quite a few times.
Yeah, because when I stepped up to 155 in high school, I was wrestling 155 at 140. I was like 142, and
what's that, pounds?
Yeah, in pounds.
Let me see what that is in kg, because I'm obviously kg. What is it? 142 pounds.
I was 142 wrestling in 155.
Ooh, you were lighter than me. I'm 8 kg over that weight. So
well, this is high school. So and I was wrestling 155.
Yeah.
So the guys that I would run into were they were pretty stout motherfuckers. And I would have to figure out the best way to wear down their energy and just make them.
I'm 163 pounds at the moment. That's my weight class in America.
Is what? Sorry?
163.
Okay, yeah. And you're how tall? You're 6'1"? Oh, 6'2". Okay. About what I was in the Navy.
Fucking I think we're literally like the mirror image is just slightly older because I have a high metabolism with training. No fucking weight goes on.
Right. Yeah.
And smoking probably doesn't help with the weight gain as well.
Fuck. Well, what you are smoking? No, it doesn't. I mean, you don't smoke. I mean, because you don't smoke tobacco.
I won't smoke tomorrow before I go to fight. Obviously, I don't smoke on the days in training until I get home.
Right.
But right now, I'm smoking like fat fucking joints. I'm just thinking game plan, man. These Grecos are going to shoot low. I know that fucking straight away. They always do. They always got to shoot for low, especially novice Grecos. Yeah. They always shoot low. And if they do got to shoot low, I'm just going to fall straight in the flat of the back and just go on rear mount. But Yoho Gatami, which is their north-south, so we're both facing opposite ends. I'm just going to lay on top of them. Aim for like a twist of the leg lock or an ankle lock or something.
Yeah, they're always going to try to go for control, ground control, by shooting, taking a shot low, try to wrap your legs up, because to them, they think once they have ground control on you, you're fucked. But what they don't know is that you live on the ground. That's where you want to be.
I like ground. Judo, we're taught to stand up if we go to the ground just for tournament reasons. If you stand up, it's mate, you start again.
Right.
So, like, if you're losing in judo on the ground, stand up in essence, and the match will be stopped because they're not showing control. Like, they're not controlling your body on the ground because you've managed to stand up.
Right.
Because it's all on that samurai shit, and it all comes from if you threw an opponent in the back of the day, could you kill them from that throw? So, like, the Ippon, which is the 10 points, that means you would have killed them, their hands down, they landed flat in the back, and you could have just stabbed them straight after. And then, like, a Wizari, which is 5 points, means, like, you would have to fight for a little bit, and then you get, like, the 1 pointers for, like, shit. Like, you know, or you escaped well, you know, doing all that bollocks. Judo's very rule set, where this is a nice little eye-opener, because there's no rules. Well, there's rules, obviously, but in my mind, there's no rules.
Well,
I can grab legs.
It's always good to, in my mind, and from what I've either been trained in my structure training or done, you know, extracurricular on my own, I've always kind of agreed with the idea that multiples, to basically not be a master at any one, but
yeah, it's never jack of all trades, as the saying goes.
To have expertise in all, because every situation's different. You know, I wouldn't use.
Well, it's like the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so close to the Jiu-Jitsu, so close to the Judo, but they're also different as well.
Right, they are.
It's good to steal little bits of all and take them as your own. As Bruce Lee did, in essence, he just did the thing, didn't he? It's like the first MMA where you just take everything, take the bits you like and work really well for you, and then move on to the next kind of thing.
Right.
But it takes years to move on to the next. As I'm 18 months into judo now, and it's taken a while.
And that's kind of where a lot of combat instruction comes from as well. Like, you know, the Marine Corps' McMap and stuff's all a bunch of split disciplines.
Yeah, that's it. They steal the best bits, don't they? The most effective bits, which is clever because it's
they're trying to get the least energy output for the most
efficiency,
destructive output, so that the efficiency level is really high.
There's no point in you learning katas, because what the fuck? Why would you learn a kata for 10 years to improve your little skill slightly when you can just learn to grab someone's leg and pull it above the fucking head and they go into the floor?
Right. Well, in their training, the mindset really is, you know, for us to be in, and if hand-to-hand combat is what we're entangled with, that's a last resort. That means we're so far into the enemy's ass that we can't be expended after one fight. We got to be able to keep moving, because the fight ain't anywhere close to done. So
it's like Krav Maga in essence, which is the Jew version, isn't it?
Well, I wish I would have learned more Krav Maga shit. I still
it's
think
all
that's
everything's a kick to the bollocks, man. Let's just kick everyone to the bollocks.
Well, it's that efficiency thing, and then right?
Do a sambo throw.
Whatever you can do to fucking, you know, efficiently get through as many opponents as possible. You know, that's really the aim. And
don't kick above the hip.
Most definitely a combat.
Don't strike too far. It is, yeah, it is. It's effective, but like the British version of it's terrible. It's just stolen bit, like the one we were doing, which might as well learn Sambo, because Sambo's striking judo. I might as well just learn Sambo, because pretty much that's all they were doing.
Yeah.
But with bad technique, they weren't breaking like
well, that's like everything, right? Everyone who takes some kind of form from anywhere else, they always fucking bastardize it.
Yeah, they do.
In some way.
They do.
Very rarely do they ever make it better.
I remember just doing a single shoulder throw in that fucking Krav Maga, and it fucked me back, man. Just literally, I was trying to drag him over my back, and now I know how to do it very efficiently. You don't drag people. You shouldn't be. If you use his strength, you've done something wrong. But I wasn't getting taught that. I was just like, throw the guy on the mat, okay? Yeah, like you can just tell people who are good teach well. Like I've got a guy there called Kev Hudson. He's his first Dan, and I've got another guy who's a third Dan. I've got two third Dans actually, and this Kev Hudson was going to the Olympics and is well better in my opinion than the other two, but they're higher ranked than him.
Yeah.
But he's phenomenal, man. He knows his shit. He's really good at everything. Like obviously Olympics, that's standard. You're at the A game, really. He just had a knee injury and fucked himself.
Yeah, that's what I was
when you're
about
at that
to say.
standard, a knee injury is fucking game over at that standard.
Right, that's what I was just about to say. There's two types of teachers out there. The ones that are on paper, really good at being able to technically dispense that information to someone so that they can, physically do it. And then you have your others that were physically really good
doing it,
but got hurt. So they know they're good teachers because they know what it is to physically do it, but they can't fight themselves.
These now as well, one-on-ones, because obviously that knowledge is fucking. He's 40 now, so soon he'll be off the mats. He'll get as much knowledge off that motherfucker as possible.
Right.
And obviously nationals in March, which is very soon, so I need to get the A game on that. So yeah.
You alright, fellas?
Hello, Mr. Nine.
What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Nama.
Yes, sir.
I was just chatting shit to Ace about fighting.
Yeah, telling me I need to get my fat old ass back in the gym. And start to learning how to not be a nerd.
I'm telling you about the comps, and you're getting excited and wanting to go back more. Like,
well, I was watching
one, and I had a
once.
Nah,
I wish I got a massage.
It was well hot though.
Like most of the other bases that we've been to, they all had like classes that you could take and stuff. This base doesn't have. It doesn't have anything like that. It's very. They
start one.
Yeah, but I've never been, like I said, I've always mixed my shit, so I could never teach how I fight.
A standard singular, yeah.
Because I don't fight one specific way or another. Now it would be good just to get like-minded people. Maybe there are some other experts out there.
You know there will be. Anyone who likes rolling will be like, yeah, fuck it. I can only do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but you can teach me what you know, and I'll teach you what I know. It's always the way.
But I know, like just north of us is the base where I was stationed when I was my last base when I was in, and I know that one of the regional champs does classes up there. He still lives in Oak Harbor.
Yeah, regionals are good,
and he's fucking phenomenal. I went to a couple of his classes. Well, I think I went to like 5 of them, spread out over the matter of a couple of years. But he's like just a really good fighter in general, but a really good teacher as well.
Yeah, it's hard to find good teachers because obviously if you're taller, I'm taller than Kev by loads. He's like fucking 4 foot, not a little midget. It's hard for him obviously to teach, but he does know what the tall people were doing against him, which was working.
Right.
So that's what he teaches me, what was working against him as a small person in comps.
Well, and you're gonna get the more experience you get, like this tourney that you're doing tomorrow. If it's against different people of different platforms.
There's definitely Greco-Roman wrestlers going, and definitely wrestlers on the standard, the cuphead motherfuckers. Right. They're definitely going. We've got judo people there, so there's 3 different types.
So you really will get practice maybe to see what works against various opponents, because you're going to find some small niche as well that works better for you than for others. Just by getting that experience.
There's no throw point scoring on this, so it's like 3 minutes tap. You got to tap them in 3 minutes. There's no, if I throw and they land on the flat of the back, I win. There's none of that in this. So that's going to be a bit of a different one.
Right.
I'm aiming really to throw. I'm going to throw for devastation. Plant a suplex, motherfuckers. That's what I'm going to go for. Grab, go to side, suplex.
Yeah, just watch out. Be careful. If I can get someone's body weight shifted the wrong direction, you'd be suplexing yourself.
I do everything sideways. I won't go from the full back. I'll go from the side, so it's not less to travel.
Maximum impact.
Well, I love side ones when you can land on your neck. Fuck that.
You got to get the half cock roll into it with a full backward suplex where your fucking legs are doing the scissor in the air. Gotta go full retard on it, man. Nah, you can really fuck yourself up with those. That's why that's something I can honestly say I've stayed away from. Fireman's carry all day long, but suplex.
Yeah, that's Kataguruma. That for us, fireman carry. It's called Kataguruma.
Right, but you gotta be careful on those because people flail. Yeah, but if you get someone heavy and then they start flailing, you don't catch them just right to where you're using all of their momentum, and you're actually having to use some push off of your own, and they're flailing, throw you off balance. That can end bad too. I've nailed my elbow pretty bad on one of those before. Kind of janked it up, but there's so much shit you can do. Which I was gonna ask, like, how long is your normal judo matches last? Like
3 minutes.
So it's 3 minutes, and then how many breaks within those 3 minutes?
You can fight straight after, depending on what happens. It's fucking wild annoying.
Well, no, I mean like within the 3 minutes match, right? How many times do y'all stop?
Not. Well, it depends. If you get a red card, which is a matter, you'll stop then because just to get a point taken off, and then you restart again. So.
Gotcha. But for the most part,
the suplex I just linked in the chat looks so risky. So fucking risky.
So pretty much your 3
belly
minutes
to
straight.
back, yeah. I don't do that. I do a judo one, which is called a Euro Nagi. I'll send a thingy of it now. I can do these throws anyway now, and I practice something. I'll train 7 hours a week at the moment.
Fucking hell.
Let's see.
Yeah, full back. It's bad. Go from the side.
It's like his head's going to hit the ground, but obviously you don't. But you
hit their shoulders.
Yeah.
But it can hit. I'll show you ours is different to that.
Yeah, but what he just... This doesn't look like it's... This looks more wrestling than... Yeah. That right there is risky as fuck.
That's that's not proper. This is what we do in judo.
Because even when he did that, he's way too high up. You got to get low, basically at the very middle of the pelvis is where you want to be grabbing. Otherwise, you won't get enough rotation, and if you're not flexible enough to full crown like a bridge, you're gonna nail your head. This looks like more wrestling though.
What's the way we do it, man? We do it different. We do it from the side.
Yeah,
we don't land with our head. We land on top of them.
Yeah, it looks because you're putting the feet's off the ground as well. With the other one, the full over, his feet's still on the ground. The guy lifting him, but your whole body weight's off the ground.
We do the sideways. We can attack sideways and land into full mount.
But a lot of that too, Nine, is because they're using their body weight as the momentum for crashing. That way, there's no stopping. That other method, that wrestling suplex, if you're not careful, you will actually slow them down before they impact.
You become the stop with your head.
Yeah.
That's if you need to get literally well below the fucking waistline to get a good fucking full belly to back fucking suplex, or Euro Nagi as I call it.
I mean, there's ways to do it with a full back, and usually it's like what I was saying earlier, the full Monty, where when you're ripping, your legs actually go into a scissor motion, but you got to be super low, and you're trying to get height so that when they crash, you're carrying almost your full body weight, and you're almost doing a full rotation, like a full backflip almost, so that they crunch. And if you do it just right, you can knock a motherfucker out. If they're using thin wrestling mat, they're done. You'll knock them out. I've yet to see someone get suplexed and not get knocked the fuck out. If it was done right.
It's well risky.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about crazy.
Euro Nagi. Doing a Euro Nagi and just go from the side and you're safe the whole way. Yeah, all the force is going straight into the flat of their back.
That method that you put up is probably way better. If you're going to use it in practical senses, that's much better because you're slamming them, you're using their momentum. The
distance as well. I only have to get halfway over your leg, where instead of full back to belly, which is sometimes hard, and some people are holding on like for dear life.
Right. Well, and the natural reaction when you get behind someone is they lean forward.
Yeah.
And if you get low enough in the hips, they actually will go forward, not backwards. Or you can hurt your back trying to rip them. It's way more strength.
Pull your back out. Yeah, it is. That's why you do a Tanio Toshi, which is a sacrifice throw, which is lay your legs behind the back of their thingy and grab their ass and pull them down. Yeah, Yeah, I'll have the videos anyway. Win or lose, I'll post them and then give a fuck. You can all laugh.
Win or lose, I'm gonna laugh at you either way.
You probably will, something like that. I remember my grade and fights were funny. So obviously, like, judo's set rules, like I say, and I struggle with it because I just don't have a fucking clue half the time.
Now, where's this motherfucker at? Did you make it in, Nine?
Yeah. Whereabouts are you guys?
I don't see you on my group though.
I'm about to spawn.
Oh, gotcha. I'm at Navy Sober. There was a fucking capture point just finished up. Looking for the guy right now.
There is he now then. I've hopefully sorted out my lag. Messed around with the MSI Afterburner thing. I think I uninstalled it when I used to use it before.
What kind of card you got?
GTX 770.
Well, I meant like what brand? Like EVGA or MSI.
GTX.
That's
MSI. Yeah.
Oh, it's MSI. Okay. Yeah, then Afterburner. Because I use the EVGA's shit to do my card, which you shouldn't have to do anything. The only thing you really need to overclock is the memory, because Boost 3.0 should do. Because you got a 1070, right?
No, it says 770.
Oh, 7. Oh, gotcha. Never mind. Yeah. Gotcha. That's what I had, actually, for a long time.
I mean, I've had pretty good use out of it. I've had it for 3.5 years now.
Yeah, that thing's overdue, though. I went from 770 to two 970s SLI, and SLI was gay as fuck. I don't recommend doing it, but I couldn't pass up the price. I got both 970s for $200 and some odd, like right at $200, and they were damn near brand new. Some college kid bought them and then turned around and bought. I think he bought a 1070 or 1080 right when they came out. So he sold those dirt cheap. That's actually what I'll end up using once I do my CPU upgrade on my main PC. I'll take that with this older i5 and this 4690K. I'll take it and a 970 and probably get a game capture card so I can record without it taxing my system.
Yeah.
So I can run OBS and shit. Chopper lacing these guys, man. Good God, I forgot how much this fucking Lynx kicks, man. You better hit
like a mule.
Yeah, you better hit your mark, because if you're trying to watch the fucking splash, good luck.
You can actually choose the ghillie layout from the spawning menu.
Yep. Oh shit, is he gonna get lucky? Oh shit. Oh, you fucking cunt. Fucking. He's just shooting randomly. Bastard. Should've just shot at the damn chopper. Yeah, the only problem, 9, with those is that you have to choose it every time. I always forget.
Yeah, but I didn't even know it was there, so at least I have a chance to spawn with it.
I like on the... We've played on a couple servers where it has like ranks. It's tied to your respect. So you get like pre-made loadouts.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Just makes it nice for like getting, you know, getting back into the fight quick. Alright. Oh, fuck. Oops. It's like they got the damage when you hit shit in the vehicle. It's like they got turned off.
I'm still lagging on this server, I don't know why.
You got your view distance turned down?
Yep. Got it at 1,000.
Your XM8 view distance?
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to think.
It's like, I'm looking at my Afterburner as well, and it's not really that high. Like, nothing's maxed out. But I'm getting this weird kind of stuttery lag, which makes me think it might be one of the mods.
Was it like a drop, like a dip every once in a while?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I have those sometimes on servers, and I was getting it a lot. Have you looked at like hardware monitor to see what your CPU is doing?
Yeah. I'm looking at the MSI Afterburner. Is that what you mean?
No.
Oh,
Look, you need to download hardware monitor, CPU hardware monitor, so you can look at everything. You'll be able to, because
right.
I was having that issue, and then I started having issues where my frames just constantly stayed low. And what it ended up being is my fucking my air to water cooler system was like, it's either got a fucking restriction in it or something. It was over my CPU was basically overheating, and it would pull frequency, which was giving me the stutter.
I wonder if that's what it is. I mean, I haven't even changed any of that fucking the the thermal stuff, the cooler stuff on it.
Yeah, I would download hardware monitor and look at that and see what it's going to, because you shouldn't be. You have a full tower, yeah.
A full,
like a full size tower.
It's a bit smaller than most.
Because if you're seeing over 70, you got something going on, and even 70 is a little. Are you water cooled or are you?
It's water cooled.
Yeah. So if you're,
I can't remember, to be honest with you.
Well, if you're seeing over I would say if you're seeing over 65, you got something going on. You're getting that's way too high for thermals. For Arma.
I'm at 62
right now.
Yeah, 62.
It's not awful, I guess. 65 would be like my worried temp. Yeah, that's not too bad. So maybe it's, I don't know, maybe watch CPU and just see if your frequency's dropping. Because if you use hardware monitor, it'll show you minimum and maximum frequency, and you can see if your minimum frequency taps really low. Usually those stutters are bottleneck issues.
I reckon I'm gonna get rid of all the mods. Just clear my cache of all mods and just download them overnight.
Gotcha. Yeah, it'd be odd if it's a mod though. I've never had a mod be the issue of that. Like, I've never re-downloaded all the mods on this PC, and I've had this for 4 or 5 years now.
I never had the issue before when I used to play.
Did you try another server?
Really? That's a good point. I haven't.
Yeah, I'd try another server just to see, because maybe it's just this server. There's a couple times that I've played on servers with Esh and Craig where it ran fine for them, and it was just dog shit for me. And it wasn't a ping thing. It was just something about that server. I just could not run it to save my fucking life.
To be honest, the freezing seems to be a bit better now.
Does it? Okay. And that's changing Arma to priority, right? Changing the priority to high?
I haven't done that yet. I can do that now, actually.
Yeah,
the task manager, yeah?
Yeah. Just see if maybe that helps. If it helps, then something to do with CPU then.
You're a nacky! Oh, wait till tomorrow I fucking smash people. It's gonna be so fun. I'm excited to be able to sleep. Dreaming of moves.
Oh man. Someone looted my body.
You're a creep, you, Jason.
He's so mean to him.
Like, this is going to sound really old to me, and you're going to be old if you don't know the answer. But what does the eggplant emoji stand for?
Fuck if I know.
I don't know, but Fraser keeps putting it. I'm guessing it stands for something. I just don't know what it means. Man, do you know what it means?
It's a dick.
Is it? Is that what it is?
That's what it looks like, but...
Yeah, that's what...
Is that what it stands for, though?
I thought it was. I think I linked it first, didn't I?
Is that you didn't know, Fraser? Eggplant reaction to Ash, I love you, man.
Yeah, who the fuck knows? With this light, it could mean anything. Fuck.
It probably just means eggplant.
To be perfectly honest, it fucking mean anything.
You know what a fucking eggplant is.
No?
It's an aubergine, isn't it?
Fuck no, it's too healthy for me.
You never had eggplant.
We call it aubergine.
Hmm.
Does it taste like eggs? Is that why it's called eggplant?
No.
Because it doesn't fucking look like an egg.
No, I don't care for eggplant at all. It's gross. It's like the texture of a squash, but not. I don't know. It's fucking gross. Let's just leave it at that. It's fucking nasty. So consider yourself lucky that you haven't had any. You're not missing it. You're not missing out on anything. Well, someone hiding around here with a lynx. Bunch of gear on my location, 9. If you don't have gear.
I'm slowly gathering.
There's actually like a gear crate over here. At least there was. I don't think it's disappeared yet. Could be getting ready to get fucking shut in the face. What? Holy shit. These motherfuckers got a shit ton of money on them. I don't think I've ever been to a mission where the AI had 1,500 fucking pop tabs on them a piece. Oh shit. I guess I'll log out right here.